Hello, happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy Taco Tuesday. Go out there and support your favorite taco truck, as I always say on every Tuesday. But go out and do it, and maybe somebody can report back on their favorite taco truck. Welcome to Mornings with Michael for informational and educational purposes only. We're not sure if we'll get to it today, but I noticed that a review of theft and organized crime at retail establishment got cut out of Friday's show. So if we don't get to it today, we'll do it tomorrow. Today, we're going to look at two of the IPOs, ARM and Instacart. And then I guess one of the Kava restaurants got shut down in New York City. So we'll take a look at their stock as well. And let's get on with the news. First, let's share our screen. Take a look at the S&P 500 heat map. NVIDIA and the semiconductors are bouncing back. Meta continues to rise. Amazon and Tesla are bouncing. Railroads, industrials, energy is pulling back. Basic materials, utilities are up. And Eli Lilly continues to surge forward. So we'll stop the share here. Once again, share annuities. Some annuities are offering bonuses of 40 to 45%. This is why when they step up, they do not fall back down. They step up again, do not fall back down, where the indexes bob and weave back and forth, combined with the bonuses and their strength. Annuities return a 5% greater return than index investing. So there we have that. Let's bring the bond yields are collapsing today, and so is the VIX. Here's the VIX, the volatility index. It went up to 20, and it is just pulling back to 1687 today. So let's see if this will work for us. And it is. The dollar index. Sure what is going on here. Here we go. The dollar index continues to retreat. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row. And then let's look at the gold. Gold has a slight pullback today, but it had a huge move yesterday. Silver, same thing. I did buy some more silver the other day. Physical silver. We'll see if it can, looks like it's filled the gap here. We're getting pretty close. We'll see if it can completely fill that. Canadian copper miner up marginally today. Southern copper is gapping up. And FCX, Freeport McMoran, is gapping up, but it's on its low right now. So let's go to the indexes. The NASDAQ popping up a little bit. It's on its low right now. Equal weighted. Looks a little better. Let's go back to the QQQ. We can see it's working on a double bottom. Took out the lower entry here. Let's see if it can get above the 380.83. S&P 500. It's now above its 20-day moving average. 3 days of pretty good volume. And it has the same format, double bottom. Our small cap index continues to surge higher. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row up, all on pretty good volume. It's up a little over 1% today, and the Dow Jones up slightly. So let's go to our news. Our news disappeared, and here we go. Amazon Prime Day starts today, spanning Tuesday, October 10th and Wednesday, October 11th. It's up slightly today with the rest of the index. PepsiCo Q3 core EPS $2.25 tops consensus of $2.15. And it's up strongly today. Earnings per share up 14%, 4.6% earnings surprise. On to Rivian. Really missed its deliveries and just collapsed there. It's gapping up on upgraded to buy from neutral at UBS Paine Weber. There's our closing bell. Market is now closed. Carpenter Technology said it will increase base prices on specialty alloy portfolio with the new orders placed after October 8, 2023 will increase base prices by an average of 7 to 12% on new non-contract orders across majority of its premium products. And because of that, the stock is up strongly. Pretty good buying over here. Got 2 strong days in it out of the last 3. Air Lease announced an update on aircraft investments and sales activities occurring in the third quarter of 2023. It was up strong earlier and then it pulled back. ALC's fleet was comprised of 448 owned aircraft and 79 managed aircraft, with 351 new aircraft on order from Boeing. Take a look at Boeing. Popping up a little bit today. And Airbus. And Airbus is up as well, gapping up. Smithfield Foods said it's closing a 107-person processing plant in Charlotte, North Carolina, under financials. Brookdale Senior Living said September 2023 weighted average occupancy increased from 77.6 in August to 78.2% in September. And their stock is up pretty strongly, above 4 now. And kind of moving and bobbing and weaving all over the place. But we've got some good volume today. Cohen and Steers preliminary assets under management, $75.2 billion as of September 30th, 2023, a decrease of $4.9 billion, and nobody really liked to see or hear that. Starwood, a property group, downgraded to market perform at Keefe Bruyette as it remains cautious on the commercial mortgage real estate investment trust due to higher interest rates. You think? Acaro Therapeutics scheduled an investors conference on Tuesday at 8 a.m. New York time to share results of its symmetry studies. And their stock is gapping down. It's down, wow, 63% today. IMUX said it received positive interim data from phase 2 trial for treatment of progressive multiple sclerosis, and it's down 14% on the news. Merck announces pivotal Keynote 671 trial meets dual primary endpoint of overall survival in resectable stage non-small cell lung cancer. And it's down just slightly, 0.84%. NanoString Technologies guides preliminary quarter 3 revenue above 48 million versus estimate 46.3. And it's, we'll have to take a look at the 60-minute. It's up 20%. For some reason on the daily, you just can't see that. There we see it. It's up 20%. I guess the EPS due in 27 days was hiding it. Up 23% now. To Ventex Biosciences reports VTX002, its treatment for ulcerative colitis and placebo adjusted clinical remission rate of 17% compared to its guidance for best-in-class rate clinical remission of 15 to 25%. Looks like it's holding. No, it dropped 26%. Look at that. Not a very good look. And Xenon Pharmaceuticals announced the medical journal JAMA Neurology has published peer-reviewed efficacy and safety results of the XTOLE phase 2b randomized clinical trial. And it's up strongly, huge buying volume. See, it would need to continue up. I think it would need to get up above the 200-day moving average before it becomes relevant. Technology, media, and telecom. Coherent narrows quarter 1 revenue view to 1.05 billion to 1.055 billion from 1.0 billion to 1.1 billion. And it gapped up on a much higher volume and then closed on its low for the day. Corning was downgraded to neutral from overweight at JP Morgan and cut its price to $36 from $43. And it continues in a pretty strong downtrend. Not looking good there. And that report didn't do it any wonders. Qorvo continues its downtrend and gap down and tried to recover. And Skyworks both downgraded to sell from neutral at Citigroup on China's smartphone substitution risk post Huawei phone launch and maintain NVIDIA as the #1 investor. Focus moves to AI demand signals through the end of the year. So that's that. Juniper downgraded to neutral from overweight at JP Morgan. And it is sold off strong and tried to come back. PagerDuty announced proposed private placement of 350 million of convertible senior notes. Nobody likes to be diluted. Sold off strong, tried to come back, but didn't quite make it to where it was. And finally, Unity said that John Riccitiello will retire as President, Chief Executive Officer, Chairman, and member of the company's board of directors, effective immediately. James N. Whitehurst has been appointed interim Chief Executive Officer, President, and member of the board, and the stock was up strong, 1.04. Remember, it's not the news that drives stocks, but the reaction to the news. So that is that. Let's take a look at SMH since Vinny had some Semis are reacting, and it bounces above its 50-day moving average, up 1.24%. XLE pulling back, actually remaining flat from yesterday. Look at oil pulling back slightly to its 50-day moving average, off a 0.5%. Financials gapping up. Technology is above its 50-day moving average, but it closed on its low. Communication services, Google and Facebook. Google pulled back, but the index ETF keeps moving up here. Looks like it's getting in the buy zone. Got a double bottom like we had in the NASDAQ. See if Jets continue to, oh, it actually gapped up today. Pulling up my handy little list here. Industrials up 4 days in a row. Materials are gapping up with the bond. It's releasing some pressure on them. Metals and mining continue up as well with, see what a great thing that can happen when the yields pull back. And XHB, housing builders, gapping up and holding on the bottom quadrant of its range. First, let's take a look at it's trending today. With this coal issue, no, this is manufacturers and sells single wafer jet cleaning equipment and products for the semiconductor industries. Huge move out, massive volume. Did a breakout. 1968, needed to get to $20.09. Didn't quite make it there. Let's see if it can get there tomorrow. NetEase in China. Interactive online gaming community. Got strong buying, huge volume today. Been in a big consolidation, moving up and down, up and down. Here's the first attempt, pull back. Second attempt, pull back, and maybe the third time is the charm. As we've seen before, we need more than just two chances, and it is relative strength is in a new high ground as the stock moves into new high ground. Okay, CRS. Carpenter Technology, we saw them in the news, raising pricing. Has been a leader, has gone from 54.89 up to over 71. Make My Trip, India-based provider of online travel services, up pretty strong today. And a number of blue bars here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Low red bars on the pullback. which is what you want to see in a bullish trend. Synopsis continues its breakout, up $10.19 or a little over 2%. Target Hospitality. Looks like they're 117% earnings increase. On this line over the tops, and it looks like we got a breakout today. Although it did sell off after hours. It was up 4.4%. Here's a stock that was the top stock over the last year. It went from, it had the breakout. The low was 74.15, and it went as high as 357 on their earnings. Pulled back, and now it's trying to break out again. They're taking all those AI chips, putting them together in the computer so people can work on those things. Got huge volume today. For those who hadn't been watching earlier, we saw this as a high type flag. Let's see if we can go to the weekly to see if you can see this a little better. So this section is a flagpole, and this is a flag waving in the wind. It never came close to undercutting this line over here where it gapped up. Just shooting higher. Stock we kind of compared it to was semiconductor stock. Qualcomm went up in 2000, I believe it went up 2,500% after it exhibited its high type flag, which is the rarest of all stock chart patterns. In China, we have Futu Holdings, online brokerage, came up here to 61.80, pulled back in a consolidation, broke out again, and then had a base on base. So this is the first base, and then this is a base on top of the base, breaking out with some pretty good volume over here. EDU, New Oriental Education. Once again, another Chinese provider, language training, test prep courses, gapping up today. Pretty big volume. A.O. Smith, water heating equipment for various residential and commercial markets worldwide. So let's just take a quick look of interesting. HubSpot is down heavily today in software. Down about 4.18. Can't quite make it up again. Cyber, Israeli company, continues down. Wow, after it sold off yesterday, it had quite a recovery. That's just amazing. And now the pullback is nothing to be really to look at. And Selective Insurance down kind of heavy here. So let's take a look at some other issues that are leading. BRT builds data centers. Furtive Holdings looks like it tried to break out today, got into the blue area, and then pulled back. Relative strength is at a new high against the S&P 500, signaling its strong move. Got a lot of buying here. We've been talking about Meta for at least 2 weeks. Said it didn't want to go down around this 300 line here. It did go down for a moment, but just look at this tight window it's been painting. Anytime it would go down, there would be a big investor to come in and scoop it up, get it close to the 300 again. And now it's inching up to the blue zone. The breakout would be 326.30. It's in relative strength that is at a line is at a new high. And just draw this line over here. It's breaking out above there. And look, CrowdStrike continues moving higher here. I said I really liked it at 155. I got shaken out somewhere over here. Went up to 165. I said I was going to wait. Went up here. Said I'm not going to wait. Actually, it was when it came back over here. I bought, I believe it was 170, 176. Have to look at that again. Yeah, I bought the 177.50 and shorted the 182.20. Come back to our screen. Look at Zscaler, same area. Continues higher as well. Those are the two stocks that I was profiling last week. They broke out on Friday and Monday. Now, I always like to look at IPOs. First, let's look at the much talked about. It was on CNBC with Mike Zantoli yesterday. IPO bases are 16 to 25 days in length. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So it's right in there. And I would take a look at right here. We could possibly have an early entry right over here that makes it above that. Looks like the relative strength line is rising. I'll just continue to watch that one. Volume is starting to pick up. So we'll just see if anybody will take a nibble there. Here's Instacart. Huge volume today. A lot of buying. Still not in an area where I would think of buying. I would want to see it get above 30. It could easily fail from here. So Instacart is, see if I can clear this. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Not sure if I got totally correct, but bear with watching another week. And Kava, Jim Cramer was posting about how they closed one of their restaurants. Maybe Uh, the health commissioner closed it, apparently. We'll just have to see as management comes in. Um, this is definitely needs to get above here, bottom of the space. We'll just have to continue to check in as its growth becomes a little muddied with some of the news that's out there. So that is our show for today. This has been Mornings with Michael for informational, educational purposes only. If you have any questions on your personal goals, feel free to reach out to us. And keep working on your goals and your activities. You'll be amazed what you can achieve. So keep going out there. And there's a book that I referred to, How to Make Money in Stocks. It's not a book you read once, twice, thrice. It's a book that you read once a year. Here's the earlier version, How to Make Money in Stocks. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. In the meantime, continue your great week and keep reaching for the stars.